So what's up guys, hope you guys are all doing well. It's been a while, hope you guys are all doing well. So I was wanting to bring you guys another video on the Civic. I've been meaning to start talking about this car for a while now, and I have tried making a few videos, but they just didn't turn out the way that I wanted them to. So yeah, I just didn't want to put them out with, I don't know, I just didn't want to put them out anyways. So the Civic is relatively the same as you guys last saw it, exterior wise. The only thing that's really different is I was able to get, I don't know if you guys can really see, but if you can see, the bottom part is sort of green for the side skirt. I was able to get some from the junkyard that I usually go to, but yeah, because if you guys don't know, there was one night I was going with one of my friends to get E85, and I don't know why. I only had the driver one at the time, but yeah, we were going to get E85, or he was getting E85. My car's not tuned for E85. It's when this car was still D series, but we're going to get E85, and somehow I never noticed, but the next morning I didn't have a side skirt. But yeah, it was long overdue to get side skirts for this car. So I saw these at the junkyard, and there was a time I tried before, like maybe like a month or so after it happened, but how they normally have these cars jacked up at the junkyard is they'll usually have like a wheel like holding it up right here, so I was never able to get it off because I would just struggle, and every time I tried pushing it off like how you're supposed to, I think all you do is just push it forward, it would come off. It would never come off for me. So last time when I went, all I literally did was I think I had a pickle fork, the thing that you use to, or the thing that you don't want to use to take off ball joints because it normally ruins the boots. All I did was literally, I went to the other side of the car that had these side skirts. They're off of a coupe, by the way, if you didn't know. Side skirts from a coupe and hatchback are interchangeable. I literally just went to the back of it and smacked it really hard, and it ended up, I had to smack it a few times, but it ended up coming off because they normally have a wheel right here and then a wheel at the end, and so I was struggling, but I was able to get both of them off. I do have the other one, I'll show you guys. It's blue too, or not blue, it's green too. And then I also did get a rear lip for the car. You guys can see, not the best view, but so other than that, there's not much that's really changed with the engine bay. I think I'll put the video down. So yeah, I think the only thing that's really changed is I got this coil pack cover, and then I fixed the rear motor mount. The easiest way for me to explain it is just, I had it in the wrong position. I didn't have it in the lowest position. I had it in the position for if the engine was a K20, and this is not a K20, this is a K24. But anyway, so yeah, the header doesn't hit anymore, so that's nice. It's nice to drive the car and not hear a smacking sound. And yeah, there's still no AC. I eventually want to put AC back sometime before the summer hits for sure, because the summer over here sucks and I don't like 100-degree weather. But for 70-degree weather, it's not too bad. I just drive with the windows down. 70, 80, sometimes 90, depending. But yeah. And I don't think I had them in the last video, but I did install some shifter cable bushings. They're just some cheap ones I got off eBay because the car was having trouble going to gear, so I just installed those hoping it would help, and it sort of did a little bit, but there was a bigger issue that I had. So I guess let me get in the car and show you guys what the issue was. At least the door opens so likely. So I don't know if you could tell, but everything does look pretty normal. The car goes into gear. So I'm sorry if I'm saying a lot of, or telling you guys a lot of stories today, but so I think in the last video I did mention the shifter was a little bit stiff, and there was one night I was data logging for the car and I was having trouble going into third, and then I couldn't even get the car into fifth gear, and I didn't know what was going on, and there was traffic and everything, so I literally had to smack the shit out of the car to get it into fifth gear, and somehow it went in. But while I was driving, I noticed that that's neutral. But I noticed when I was in gear, in like the lower gears, by me saying lower I mean like the gears that you're going, so as in second, fourth, and sixth gear, that they have play up and down like this, and I think first gear would sort of have it, but that's probably like the only gear going up that didn't have problems. But third gave me problems and fifth gave me problems. So while I was driving, I noticed that literally it probably felt like it was just barely going into gear, and almost every time I put the car in third gear, the synchro would grind, and that was really frustrating. I was just like, what is wrong like with the car? I was like, this transmission doesn't even have that many miles on it, and it has brand new fluid. How is the synchros going out already? And I was sort of stressing out. I was like, I don't want to do PPG already, because that's like, I don't know how much that is, because I haven't looked it up, and I know it's really expensive, but that's something I want to do eventually, but I don't want to do it anytime soon because I don't have the money to do something like that. But I was trying to just backtrack all my steps on it, and I was literally I think I started with the transmission bushings that night. That was before I installed the transmission bushings. I pulled that off, and then I went from the little, there's like a little weight that sort of just looks like a handle on the transmission, and I just started moving that as if I was just controlling the transmission to go into gear, and I just made sure that it was going to gear fine, and sure enough it was. So I was like, that's a relief, because a new transmission for this car is a lot of money, or at least for me it is. So, and then I still had the first thing I did was I tried relocating the whatchamacallit, the shifter cables. I tried relocating it as if it was going above the subframe, because right now I have it where it goes under the subframe, because I was watching a video before I put them in that it has to have that slack or something like that. I'm not all too sure, and that's how I put it back too. But that's when it started feeling even worse after I did that. And so after that, I checked and made sure the transmission was still fine and everything, and it was. And then so after that, I thought the cables were bad. And I was like, that's still a decent amount of money, but at least it's not a new transmission. And then I came up and then I tried just moving the shifter, and then I realized it just didn't feel right. I was like, is the shifter broken? What's wrong with the shifter? Because it was only moving like, it was literally only moving like, it would probably only feel like this, and that's all it'd move. And then it ended up being this little, I don't know if you can see this little rod right here, but I think it was just a little too high to where it couldn't move this mechanism up here, so it could actually move the shifter cables. Anyways, that was a long story, but yeah, that was fixed. So the car has no more problems going into gear. And yeah, so the car, as of right now, the car runs almost perfect. I would say perfect, but in my opinion, it's not perfect. And the only reason I say that is dripped one of the, so put them down so I don't drop it. But the only reason I wouldn't say it's perfect is because you guys know Hondas, you're able to rev them to the sky, and this Honda does not rev to the sky. This Honda only revs to 7,300 RPM. So this is I think it's the EX cluster, so it only goes to 8,000, but you guys know on the SI cluster it goes to 9,000. And I eventually want this car to be revving out to at least 8,500. I'm not sure what I'm gonna have it revving out to, but that's where I want it. So yeah, and I know I could eventually have it there, and I want to soon, but as of right now it's not. And as for how I'm gonna fix that, or as for future plans, what I want to do is I want to do the oil pump, or the RSX oil pump, so it's able to rev up to 9,000 just fine. And I'll probably do a ported one just so I just have the safety of knowing that I can rev it out without worrying. And I may do a K20 head, I'm not all too sure. I don't know if you guys have watched Keep Gunnin', I think 47, I think that's his YouTube, and I'm sorry if that's not, but I was watching his video on his hatch getting tuned like maybe a month or so ago, and he had a fully stock K24A with a ported RSX oil pump, and I think he was revving his out to 8,700, which is more than enough for me. And yeah, so I want to do the RSX pump, the RSX oil pump. I want to, for looks, sort of in the engine bay, I sort of want to change out that stock fuel rail. I don't really like how that looks, but I just did it for costs because I was trying to cut costs when doing the K-swap build. And I also want to do the, what's it? I already said I may do the head, and I want to do cams and flex fuel. As of right now, that's my only plans that I have, but I'm sure down the line there may be more. But as for right now, and maybe change up the intake. The intake is sort of restrictive since it sort of tapers closer to the filter, and I just wanted to make do with what I had, so that's what I had to do. So I just want to do a 3-inch what's it called, 3-inch intake, whatever. I can't think of the word I was thinking. A 3-inch pipe, I guess, just straight. But yeah, I think that's it for that. I did finally get my own Honda. I don't know if you, there's tire shine right there, but let me get my light. I don't know why that's right next to the whatchamacallit, the ECU, but there's the K-Pro down there, and then I have the wire hooked up to it, and then I just have it ran through the glove box, and it's just hanging right there for whenever I need it. But yeah, I think that's it for really the changes for this car. Yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna try to get a driving video for you guys. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it tonight or later tomorrow, but I'll sure try to get that out soon. So guys, I don't know how well you can hear me, but I've been letting the car warm up for like 5-6 minutes, and I'm gonna let it warm up a little bit more, drive it a little bit, and then I'm gonna do some pulls for you guys. Guys, I'm going towards the highway, and I'm probably gonna do the pull starting from second gear, because in first gear all the car does is spin. probably gonna get roasted in the comments, but yes, I did miss fourth gear. Try to do one going from first. So guys, I don't know how well you can see me because it's pretty dark. I'm just in my room finishing up the video, but there's a few things I forgot to mention. Like, the car is actually fully tuned now. It was tuned by Dan at eTunes, and if you guys have the chance, I would really recommend checking them out. They do amazing work. I actually also had my 2007 R18 tuned by them, but it was tuned by Steve. Steve is the owner of eTunes, and he also did an amazing job. And there's something else that I was needing to mention. Sorry about that. I had a small brain fart, but the other thing I needed to mention was, I know you guys saw that I missed fourth gear in both of my pulls, and the reason I'm thinking that is, well, one of them, the reason maybe is just because I'm an ass driver, but I don't think it's that. I think it's the slave cylinder, because it still has that little delay valve that's in it. I thought I had ordered a 02 to 04 R6 slave cylinder, but for some reason it still had the delay valve that makes it not flow the fluid as fast, so it doesn't press on the pressure plate and basically disconnect the clutch so you can shift the car quicker. But I think that's the reason, and I still also do have the stock-ish master cylinder, and I probably should have upgraded to the S2000 master cylinder, because I did hear that the K series do require like a better flowing master cylinder in a way, I guess. But yeah guys, that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed, and hope you guys are staying safe. See ya. Sorry about that. I had a small brain fart, but the other thing I needed to mention was, I know you guys saw that I missed fourth gear in both of my pulls,